Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. This is a Sugarcane Farmhouse from our Nixylvania series. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it before. But this is the tutorial for how we build that farmhouse. And so getting started here, what we're planning on is putting a house kind of on this level here, and then we'll kind of have a terraced out sugarcane farm next to it. As you could probably tell from the thumbnail, we are starting with posts that are 5 high with a spacing of 5. And so as we kind of build this up, we are going to go with a L shape with our posts, and it'll be the rectangular house with a little porch on the front. So as we kind of zoom through this portion, just getting the posts up, we will make sure that all of those are spruce, just because that's probably everybody's favorite wood type, and make sure that they're all squared up here. So we finish that, and we do a little bit of landscaping here just to level it out on the house. And this is what the main floor will kind of look like here with the porch out here. Off to the side, we are going to begin the terracing portion. And so we got the one row where the sugarcane will go there. We got the spot for the water in the middle. And then there is where the second there's the second terrace. And we'll clear out where that water goes so that we can get the sugarcane going from there. And now in the original video, we had kind of wanted to just set up what it would look like building into the terrain itself. So here we will zoom through as we put in the terracing. It starts out a little bit boxy, just as we try to see exactly what the layout is. This isn't something that I have built before, nor is it something that's kind of that could work just anywhere. So depending on your world and what you're trying to build, how much terracing you have to put in, and how much you have to landscape or terraform to get it to work will vary. But if you find a little hill, I like to think that it's always better to work with the land rather than just make everything flat. And so here are the terraces, and we begin to kind of sculpt it into the land a little bit further. This way it doesn't look quite so boxy and manufactured. It looks like there's actually a farmer that lives here and tried to take advantage of as much farmland as this farmer could take advantage of, right? And so we're just kind of clearing it out a little bit, making sure that we can make it look as natural as possible. And so here are the terraces, and now we kind of go back and work on the house a little bit more. I'm doing all this in survival, so jumping off of a lot of these things are really killing the hearts. But one last little bit of terraforming so that we can get our building going. Now here I was just checking out what we think as far as a floor. Now we go through, and these are the oak wood slabs, and started out with the bottom slabs, but we do actually end up taking this out and doing top half slabs. That way it's just easier to put your bed and other stuff on. We set up our foundation with some stone bricks. So we take this all the way around. And in the beginning stages here, I like to use the materials that are at hand, right? I mean, farmers aren't well known for their wealth or access to imported goods, and so they're going to just use kind of whatever's around. And so here is what our floor looks like, and then as we kind of come out to the porch, we fill that in just so we can get an idea of what the structure is going to look like. And we bring that all the way out to the front, and then there's where the door goes. I had removed the bottom half slabs, and we are putting in the top half slabs so that we do have that elevation difference that really helps as far as making a structure feel a little bit more real. If you do have a variation in depth, if you have a variation in elevation, the more sense that you can have of working with the building instead of just the old square dirt hut. And so now we will put in the bottom of the wall. We're using regular cobblestone here, and so we will put this cobblestone at the bottom as well as the top, making sure we leave that space for the door. So here we go, put that up on the top. And it should look something like this. Now we will put the cobblestone walls in. This is another good method for making sure that the structure has some depth, making it feel a little bit more alive. It gives you those shading patterns as well as eliminates a lot of the boxiness that a block game like Minecraft can have. And so as we finish that up, this is what the structure should look like if you're trying to follow along. Now we square this out for the door, and we put in a structural beam here just to kind of make it feel a little bit more solid. We're using the top half birch slabs, birch plank slabs for our ceiling, and the variation of darker on bottom and lighter on top really makes the room feel a little bit more alive, kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. Now, with this being kind of a medieval farmhouse, it's got just the 2 rooms in it, and as we're going through and building here, we want to make sure that we have our foundation going all the way around as well. And so here we just kind of take that out, we replace it with the stone brick, and then one thing that I like to do is put a crafting table at the door. That way we can make sure that we never really have to run that far in order to find a crafting table. So we'll slap a door down on here, just like that, and kind of carry that up. So we will put a spruce door with a spruce trap door up above it, and that kind of finishes that out. Here we are going to put some lighting in, and I'm looking at kind of a kitchen living area here. So we threw down a couple of furnaces and some polished granite slabs for the countertop, and thought that looked nice, so we square that off with a polished granite step, and threw in this for just so we could have something on the countertop itself. Put 2 fence posts in there, and you could use either a pressure plate or wool carpet to kind of simulate some carpets. Here we're using the birch trapdoors to make kind of a dividing wall without taking up too much space and still leaving the variation in depth as well as texture to divide out the rooms. So as we kind of finish that up, and we do want to make sure that all those trapdoors are going the same way, so we have to build this one up a little bit so that we can get that very top trapdoor to match all of the rest of them. So we throw that up on top there, eliminate this so we can have the door, flatten that out just like that. And here we're using just a regular oak door, and that kind of finishes out the interior. Coming over to the porch, we want to frame that out as well, give us some structural stability here, using the spruce logs to carry that out. And then we continue with our oak slabs on the sides here. This way we have the full porch kind of laid out, and then we're using some oak fence to kind of cut that out. So we'll come in and put those in on both sides, and that kind of sets up what the structure will look like. Next, coming back to the farmland itself, we go through and fill all that up with water on all of the different terraces. So as we kind of speed through that, this way we can make sure that all of the water is there, and that when we get ready we can plant it all like so. Excellent. So this is how we're looking. Next we go through and plant our sugarcane next to it. And we kind of forgot to level this out a little bit. So we'll go through, get our last little water in there, and set that up. And again, because we're doing this in survival, I didn't have enough sugarcane to fill it all up immediately, but as we kind of go through and continue building the house, I did end up filling out the rest of that. Here we are using regular diorite steps. That way we can get up to the porch just like that. Now we are going to have a pathway that kind of cuts down to the main road, and for this, because we had just started, we didn't add any texturing to the path, but you can definitely do things like some coarse dirt, different planks, trying to give the height variation as well as the texture variation on all of those things. And we wanted the pathway and the steps to kind of match the terracing, so we go through and do that, and then until we get the road going and decide what that's going to look like, we just kind of brought it out to where we think the road will be, using oak steps that matches pretty well with the grass path already. And then we come up and use our oak plank, or our oak slabs again, top half, to cover up this water. And then that way, as you go through and chop down the sugarcane, you don't have to worry about falling into the water or losing your sugarcane into the water or anything like that. You can just go terrace by terrace and knock it down and collect as you go. So we quickly zoom through, filling all that up, and once we finish that up, you should have something that looks like this. coming back over here, we are looking for a way to set up the roof. And so adding texture variation, color variation, as well as some depth variation. We're going with the oak stairs, kind of tie everything together on each of the corners of the posts, as well as in the middle of each section. And then this looks like it supports the roof a little bit. And so as we kind of finish that up, we can start thinking about a roof design. So the roof that we decided to go through as we pillar up here is going to have spruce slabs, and we're going to do a box around the main building here first. And so let us go through and get that all wrapped up. Excellent. So it should look something like that. And next we will work on the pitch. And so we have a little bit of overhang there, and we want to go up just a single slab at each different tier. And so here we kind of lay that out and then go up another level so that we can get this done. And unfortunately, if you watch the full video, I actually had a pretty hard time trying to figure out how to get that pitch that we were looking for. And so we got that all set up, and now we will do the other thing, or the same thing to the other side as we kind of build that up. Come over. Just like that. Excellent. Now we will carry that across the farmhouse all the way so that we can get our roof going. Perfect. So if you're following along, should look something like that. And next, we are looking at how to seal off the porch and what we're going to do to seal off the ends of the little attic space here. And so for the ends, what we decided with were stripped birch logs. And so as we go through and kind of put these in, we kind of get a lighter coloration in there. But as you know, everybody kind of agrees, we don't really like the bark on there. But once you do strip it down, that stripped birch log actually has a nice texture to it. And so as we kind of check that out, that fits in pretty nicely, bringing in the colors of the spruce, the oak, and that stripped birch. And so we will do the same thing to the other side here. Bring that up and put in our birch logs. Perfect, just like that. And then we can go through and strip that. And here I decided to leave those two gaps with the spruce slabs, just to kind of vent out the house, or appear that it's vented. As we come over, we try to do the same type of thing with the porch roof, but to give a little bit of variation. We wanted the pitch to go the opposite direction, and so this gives us a little bit of variation with the roof type. Kind of gives it, brings it together in that L shape, which ends up looking pretty decent. And so if ever in any of your builds you have the opportunity to do something like that, switching the direction of the roofs like this really does add a nice feel to it. And so we carry this over, add on our overhang lip, which stops it from looking so boxy, and then finish out the roof in its entirety. Now at the very top of this peak, I actually throw in an additional slab right there before putting the peak on, and that just kind of crowns it. And then we throw the same spruce slab runner along the bottom there, and what that does is just kind of make it look like it has some support, kind of like a truss, right, the way real roofs are built. But with that overhang, it looks as though there is not enough support, so I went with an oak slab in the center, as well as throw a couple more oak steps under the front later on. Right now we're going through and lighten it up. So on every post, we just go ahead and throw a torch on there. That will keep the mob spawns at least, 15 blocks away from each one of these posts. Knock down our scaffolding because we haven't gotten bamboo yet, and then continue lighten this up. Knock down our other scaffolding for the porch roof. Excellent. And our last torch. So as we're kind of looking at that, this is where we throw in the oak steps for the porch, and I think that looks pretty decent. Not too bad, yet it still does look a little bit naked. And so we do a little bit more terraforming, kind of filling up the dirt around the porch area, and then bringing that out in such a way, and adding a little shrubbery to really make it feel like an established structure, right? And so just throwing a little bit of oak leaves around the edge here, covering up that little dirt piece there. Excellent. And then we can run around to the back side and make sure that is the same. So we will start at our sugarcane level and then bring it up to the window level, kind of all the way around, making sure that we have a little bit of life going around as far as that goes. Excellent. See how big of a difference that can make, just a little bit of leaves there. Perfect. So then we add a little bit to the front to square off the steps, and the last step that we have here is adding in the windows. So we're using just regular glass panes. We will throw that in, the 2 windows in the kitchen / living area, as well as the 3 windows in the bedroom. Perfect. And again, on those nightstands there, some wooden pressure plates or some carpet. And this is what it should look like when it's all done. So we got a view from here. This is the front with the sugarcane added in. Over to the left over there. Oh, excuse me. So over here, kind of to the left, we will want to try to add a little bit more sugarcane, but with the terrain the way that it is, we'd have to do a little bit more there. And so here is what it looks like from all sides. I think it is an excellent starter farmhouse. And with that, thank you very much for joining us at this video. Again, please take a look at the Nixylvania series if you'd like to see us as we progress through the world. And as we build some more, we will have more videos like this. So please like, subscribe, share, comment down below, all of the things that really help us out. And we will see you next time. Thank you very much.